one single table. So we'll look at how we can create reports from different workbook. And I think I shared 4 different workbook with us. So share 4 different workbook with us. So I will just share my screen, my Excel file. So majorly what we'll be doing is we'll load the data into Power Query, we'll clean the data, and after cleaning, we'll create relationship between the tables in Power Pivots. I don't know if has anyone used Power Pivots before? Anybody?
I have not though.
If you have used Power Pivots before, kindly raise your hand. Anybody? Okay, interesting. Okay, Esther, I saw you today. Oh, you are not the one. I can't hear you clearly.
I said, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I
If
can
you
hear you
can
now.
hear me, I said I'm the one.
Okay, so you should be the one to take us the session now. What do you think,
Wait,
Esther?
where did you see Esther?
Don't worry, don't
In
miss it.
Lagos.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry, don't miss it. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So I said we'll be cleaning data in Power Query. So we'll load it back to Excel and create relationship between those tables and we'll do our reporting. So that's just basically what we want to do, which is not something so serious. So let me open the file I have here. Let me open my Excel. So let me know when you can see my Excel screen. Let me know when you can see my Excel screen. Can we see my Excel screen? Hello, can we see my Excel screen?
Yes, we can. Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. All right. So, all right. Thank you for the feedback. So I want to go to Power Query. So how will I go to Power Query? I want to bring in my data. So I'm not talking to beginners, so we all know this thing. So it will be like an interactive session. So how do I go to Power Query? I want to bring in the data. You people should help me. Anybody
Go
want to
to
guide
data.
me?
Go to data.
I'll go to data. Okay.
Then get data.
Get the data
Then from file,
from
then you
file.
browse to your
Okay. Interesting.
exercise.
Interesting. All right. So that's fine. That's one of the ways we can actually do that. But to go to the Power Query interface directly, you just press Alt F12 on your keyboard. Alt F12. Alt F12 will bring up the Power Query interface for you.
Wow.
So I want us to practice along. So practice along. If you're on your laptop, you can always do what to practice along. So it will bring the interface of Power Query Editor. That's Alt F12. Alt F12. So and you can always bring in your data from the new source here. So file, and our file is an Excel workbook. Yeah, we have 4 Excel workbooks. So everybody let's bring it in. Let's bring it in. Oh, sorry, let me just ask. Do we know how to use Power Queries? Do you know how to use Power Query? No, to me let me ask. So I don't just assume. Okay, if you don't know how to use Power Query, raise your hand. If you don't know how to use Power Query, raise your hand. Okay, I want to believe everybody knows how to use Power Query. So let's bring in our data. Okay, Augustine, Gemina. Okay. Do you have something to say, or you don't know how to use Power Query?
Sorry, Pelumi.
Yes?
To get to Power Query using Alt F12, do I have to
Yeah.
open Excel first?
Yes, you open a worksheet.
Okay,
You
I've
open a
opened a
worksheet.
worksheet, but it's not taking me to Power Query straight.
Okay, let me do that again. So, okay, I think Gemina and Augustine said they can't use Power Query. Okay, it's fine. So just open a blank worksheet. When you open a blank worksheet, so Alt F12. I hope your laptop is not entertainment laptop. Oluwapelumi.
Not at all.
It's not entertainment. It's not that you'll be pressing Alt, probably Alt F4, you'll be getting volume thereabout.
No.
Okay, so when you open a blank Excel sheet, So Alt F12 should work. Should bring it up for you. I don't know. Anyone want to try that out from their hand if they are getting the Power Query Editor? So we know where the problem is coming from. Anybody has tried that?
I've tried it severally. It's still the same thing. It's not bringing it up.
Okay, work on my hand. It takes a while. Okay, work on my hand. Any other person? So we know if Tomisin is using entertainment laptop or not. Any other person? Okay, for those joining us, for those that just joined, Tiamiyu, Abdul Samad, you are welcome. So what we want to look today is how to build reports from different workbook, how to create reports. So we want to go to Power Query. So because we need to clean the data, okay, it worked. Thompson, I don't know what's doing your laptop. Probably just go to the normal way. Just go the normal way. So after getting to Power Query Editor, you come to new source. So you bring in the data sets that Thompson shared with us. So we unzip the file because it's zipped file. So unzip the file. So you have the file. So they are all Excel workbook. So Excel workbook, and I will locate where I have it. Here. So bootcamp. So you can bring it one by one. Import. So you can preview what you have here. So this is the data, and I click OK. So that's the first table. So I hope you are following. So please, if you don't get, please just draw me back. I bring in the second one, location. I click this, okay. The third table, order. And the last table, which is product. Loading. So products and okay. So if you have all your table now in Power Query, kindly type down in the chat. Type down in the chat. Okay. Well done, Abiba. Any other person? Let's start done. We are done bringing your data into Power Query. My system is down, so I'd just follow along. All right, it's fine. So I have two people that are done. Immortalite also done. Well done. Are we facing any difficulty in bringing in the data? So let's talk. We are not new to ourselves. I'm not able to locate the file. The data which was shared on WhatsApp. So you have it on WhatsApp, Shine, on the group. You have it on the group. Okay, so what's wrong? I saved it here. So what now happened? Where did you save it? We want to unmute and talk. So we address it, but I'm not able to import it into Excel.
I'm sorry, Pelumi.
I'm
Can Tommy please share the data with me on mail because it was sent to our WhatsApp.
and the WhatsApp is on my phone. So I'm trying to get the data to my system. So the long cut of, I don't know. I think we should just
drop your email address on the WhatsApp page.
All right, thank you.
Okay, waiting for us. Just 2 people have loaded the data into Power Query, and we are 12 on the call. So please. Okay, Jemina too also wants you to send it to her mail.
So anyone that wants me to drop on their mail should drop their, what do you call it now?
So just give me your address so you can.
I can do it at once.
So can we move on? Augustine, Anissa, who again? Okay, Esther to want it. Mustafa. Okay, I'm not with my system, but I will continue learning with the class. Interesting. Okay, Musa. So you told me you're sending it to 3 people. So I think we can move on. So we want to clean this data together. So anybody want to help me with the customer data? How do I clean this? Anybody? Anybody want to help me? Anybody? Chine, the thumbs up is for what? You want to help me out? Okay, you can go on.
I wanted to raise my hand, sorry.
Okay.
Telling me good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Yeah.
So I want to clean this customer table, customer workbook.
No,
So
I don't want to. I'm not trying to help you. I'm still in the process of importing the data.
So why are you raising your
I'm
hand?
still in the process of importing the data. I want to ask a question. Sorry.
Okay. What's the question?
Are we importing the four different
workbook,
tables, the four different four different workbooks?
Yes.
We're importing them into Power Query because I just had to extract the file from the zip file.
Yes, you're importing everything.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you very much. That's all. Thank you.
All right. So who want to help me now? Who want to help me? I'm not yet to come and be telling us you click this, you click that too. You people are guru. Even if I can't remember anything, I know they taught you people Power Query in Power BI, and it's still the same thing in Excel also. So all we have used it for another thing.
People talk.
Meetup generally is not for us to come and pour us into us like students. It's like a conversation. So whatever you are not clear about, or you don't understand this, you talk. Okay, imported. Okay, everybody's important. But I want to clean this data. Come and help me. So how do we go about it? Yeah. How do we go about it so we don't spend much time? Just an idea.
Good
It's
evening,
not
everyone.
good evening, Augustine.
Okay, like first thing I'm seeing is to push first row to be a column.
Okay.
On customer sheet.
So how do I do that? What do I do?
Go to transform, use first row as headers.
First row as headers. Okay. So what do I do next?
We check things like whether it is in the correct format, whether each test is correct format. I'm seeing most of them are test. So
yes,
that is okay by me.
Okay. So what do I
don't
do
really
next?
have any more cleaning for customer sheet.
So we
can't
said
see anything from the top of the
our cleaning is right? We can load this table like that. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
don't forget that we have 7 golden rules of data. And for my column here, I can see that the columns I have for the customer table is over 1,000. So you can
Yes.
see. So what are these columns
Okay.
telling us? What are they telling us? Because I believe one of the 7 golden rules is every unique data type. Abi, am I right? Every unique data must have its own column. Yeah. So what is each column telling us here?
They are giving us different information on our customers.
So what's formation that telling us there? Okay, so all
Is
right.
it French?
All right. So I will just cancel this. So you can see here that you have column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. And if you notice, if you look at your first rule, it's talking about customer dash something, customer dash something, customer dash something. I want to believe that the first rule is talking about the name of customers. Am I right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
It's talking about name of customers. And the second one is looking as if it is either a location, public customer location, or what was it looking at? I think it's looking at like a location.
Location.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. So each of this rule should be in column. This rule, the second rule too, should also be in column. And what is the command in Power Query if you want to transform a rule to column or a column to rule? We do it in Excel too. So what is that command?
Transpose.
Transpose. Thank you. So you transpose. So I click on transpose. So you can see. So is it clear now? So you transpose. So the first thing you do when you get your data is to study your data. What is this data telling you? Not just that, okay, what command will I use? It's first for you to look into the data and see what is this data saying. So when you get the data is saying, you get to know the commands to use. So we were able to recognize the first rule talking about name of customers and the second rule talking about location of the customer. So we can rename this. Or what's the next thing we need to do? What's the next thing we need to do? What's the next thing we
Okay.
need to do?
Rename those columns to
Okay,
customer and address. Column
okay.
1, customer.
Customer name. And this should be what?
Address. Customer address.
Customer address. Okay, it can be address since we have it as customer name. Okay, what's the next thing we need to do? Or we are done?
There is redundant data in the customer prefix to each entry in customer names column.
What do you
So
say?
we can change what is in remove the customer, what is prefixing our customer's name, remove customer
Customer in front of it,
dash.
right? Okay, so how would
Yes.
I go about that? How will I go about that?
We can use like split column at a point and now delete the column or some kind of extract
Okay, so split column.
or replace.
So where do
Yes.
I have split column? I think it's in the home tab. So split column by what? So it's split by
By
delimiter.
the hyphen.
By the delimiter. So and the delimiter is
Yes.
hyphen. So and
Yes.
should be what are we splitting at? Should be leftmost delimiter because we want to extract it from the left. So when you click on OK, So you have this and you can delete this. Do you get it? Are we on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Others are not talking. Are we on the same page? Okay, yes, okay. Simple re-answering in the
Yes.
chat. All right. So for location, what do we need to extract here? What do we need to extract here? Or what cleaning do we need to do here? What cleaning do we need to do here? All these are just basic cleaning. So just looking at it, looking at what, okay,
The I think that's country city. We need to change the column 1 to 2 to city and country by do the transform and make the first row the header. But first, I think we need to split the second column as well using the
okay,
delimiter plus the delimiter
okay.
to take away the
So plus, so right
yeah
or left or anyone.
should be right.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So we have this. So what do we
Yeah,
do next?
territory. Oh, territory. Okay. Yeah, we make the first row the header.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other thing? I think Esther mentioned something
Mm,
in the chat for customer. Okay, she's talking about customer table. Come that. Are we done with this?
I believe so.
Okay.
We could check. I mean, okay. Yeah, I think so. I can see duplicated city, but I don't know if that's an issue.
I mean, I don't know.
Yes, I think
Me
we
too, I
can
don't know.
remove
Me too, I
duplicate.
don't know. Me too, I don't know. So let me rename this to be name. So and we change the data type. So this should also be in text. This should also be in text. So order. So how do I change this my order table? How do I change this my order table?
We can transpose.
We can transpose or we should transpose.
We should transpose.
We
We
should
should transpose.
transpose.
Transpose column 1 to be column 2.
Stop doing trial and error. We should transpose.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I've transposed. So what do I need to do next? You can see that the cleaning is even simple. Simple.
Make
Change
column
Use
first
first
data
row.
row.
types.
First row
Use
Yeah,
that's
first
first
row
row.
as
header.
header.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What other thing?
Our
Remove
dates column, you should set the correct data types.
For what?
for the date.
The order dates
Other
is in
dates.
this numeric.
Okay, she changed it to dates. I've done that. What other thing?
There's order dates column.
Other dates. I've changed it. Or
Okay,
is that what you are saying?
it is.
Okay. So what other thing?
Other
Nothing
number
else
should
for
be
me.
text.
Why?
I can see quantity order column is
Why other
empty.
number
Other
should be
number
text?
should be text.
Why?
Because we are not, it's not aggregatable. We are not summing it or performing any aggregate functions on it.
So I should not change it to text because I'm not performing aggregation, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me clear something. So in as much that okay, we have other number to be in whole number, and we know that we will not be aggregating it or doing any analysis on it. You have two things to do. Is either you leave it as whole number because when you convert it to text, you are making your data model complex. You are making it complex. Is either you get to probably when you load it back to Excel, you just change it not to. Can we do that in Excel? I'm not really sure, but in Power BI, you can change it to don't summarize. That will also solve the problem rather than you converting it to text. And I don't even see anything we want to use other number to do here. We can even remove it because it's not useful. Rather than complicating our data model, it's because we are here to face. I don't know if anybody has faced probably a complex situation in modeling data. That's when you will know that converting whole number to text, or you just think that you are not going to aggregate it, it will actually cause a whole lot of issue for your data model. It's either it make it heavy or complicate issue. The best thing is if you know you are not using the column, then that particular column, you remove it. Or if you want to keep it, probably you want to use it for something and you don't want to aggregate it, you use the don't summarize option in Power BI. I don't know if it's possible in Excel. I've not checked that before, but you can just tell it not to summarize. I know that's for Power BI. You just tell it not to summarize. So there's no need converting it. It's either we remove it or we leave it at two number. So what are we going for?
We
Let's
leave
leave
it
it.
as
We
own
should
number.
leave it. Okay. I think we really love other number. All right. Any other thing? Any other thing? What are we changing here? Are we fine? Yes or no? If you are fine, you
I
say
think
yes. If you are not fine,
We
you
are
say no.
fine.
Yes,
We are fine.
yes, you're
We
fine.
are fine.
Okay, someone is
think
saying
the
I
quantity
think
column, yeah, the quantity column is empty. Also, oh no, it's not. Sorry.
it's not empty. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we are fine.
why can't we change this price and sales to
So the
currency?
price and sales be in decimal number exactly.
Why can't we change it to currency? Their money.
We should change it to currency.
Are we agreeing to that? Senior analyst in the house.
Yes, all in
We
agreement.
should change it to currency.
Any contrary answer? Any contrary opinion? All right. So I'll just change this to currency. Replace currency, replace current. Okay, I think we are fine with other stable. So and for product. So what do we need to change in product?
Promote the first row to a
Okay,
column
okay,
and remove duplicates on product code.
okay, okay. So we have the data right. So and you know that for you to model your data, so what are the two tables that we need based on our knowledge
Fact,
on data modeling in Power BI? What do you say, Augustine?
I said the
Fact
facts
table
table
and
and
dimension table.
And the dimension
Fact table
table.
and dimension table.
Brilliant. So in this situation, which table is our fact table and which table is dimension table?
fact is the others table because
Okay.
it is has the lowest granularity and the rest are dimensions that describe the facts.
And the rest are dimension. Are we following Augustine? Me, I don't know Rodo. So are we following Augustine? Are we following
Yes,
Augustine?
yes.
People should always
Yes, yes,
answer.
yes, yes.
People should answer.
We are with Augustine.
Are you fighting with that mic not to touch it? All
We are
right.
with Augustine. We are with
Okay.
Augustine.
All
If
right.
we face
So
fence, we agree.
if you face me, I don't want to face fence. So if we want to model our data, you have to have your fact table and your dimension table. And we know that fact table record the key metrics of your business, the daily transaction of your business, and that is what we have in the others table. Why products, location, customer are your dimensions table because they give context to what you have in your others table. If I come to others table here now, I have customer name. Okay, and this is the customer name. This is the customer name. So what other things do I need to know about the customer? What does that particular customer lives? I need to know. How do I know that? I go to the customer table because that is where I have those information. So I hope that is clear. So that's the difference between fact table and dimension table. So, and under for your dimension table, we should not have duplicates. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
We should
Yes,
not
in
have
dimension table, no
duplicates.
duplicates. Yes.
No
Yes, we should remove
duplicates.
duplicates. Yes.
Okay, interesting. So let's remove duplicates. So where am I removing duplicates on? Is it on name or address? So what's the unique identifier here?
Name.
The
Name.
address.
The address.
Name.
The address. Which one are we going for? Which one do you have on your facts table? Because whatever you have on your fact table, that's the unique identifier. That's what you will remove duplicate on. Right or wrong?
No, it's name. It's name. It's name.
Is
It's
name.
name.
Okay.
Yes.
It's you people that you are teaching me on. So I'll remove duplicates.
Yeah. Following you.
Remove duplicates. I think this is fine. So for location, where are we removing duplicates on? Let me go to the other table so we can see.
City.
City. Interesting.
City.
Okay. Remove duplicates. For products, where are we removing duplicates from?
Product code.
Line.
Product code. Interesting. Someone said product line.
No. I beg you. It's product code.
All right. Product code. So what do we do next? What do we do next?
Close and apply.
Close and apply.
Close and apply. Close and load. Yeah.
I can't find close and apply. So what
Close
are we
It's
and
doing?
close
load.
and load. Close and load.
I'm following people. What people are saying now? Yeah, he said close and apply, and I went to check. I can't
Close
find close and
and
apply.
load.
It is
Close
close
and
and
load.
load.
Close and load. Okay. I'm learning also. So our data is loading. Okay. So I have this. Okay, I don't need this sheet one. I delete this. So we've cleaned our data, we've transformed our data in Power Query, and we've loaded it back to Excel. But we can do, okay, if I do, okay, let's do reporting. If I say we want to do reporting, and one of the ways we do reporting in Excel is using pivot table, right?
Pelumi,
Yes, I'm with you.
please, I'm sorry to ask this question. Which version of Microsoft Office are you using?
365.
Okay. I have
What's
Office 2013 on my laptop and it's not getting me what I want. So that's what I'm asking.
Office 2013? Ogato Mason 2024.
Ah,
Exactly. 2024. 11 years backward.
sorry.
Ah,
sorry.
no. You should
No,
have.
okay.
But
There's a
don't you
story
have a
behind it,
developer
but I will
account?
not say the story. Sorry. Go ahead.
Don't you have a developer? You should have a developer account. I want to believe so. So
I do.
probably it's the laptop you are using.
Yeah,
So
I actually, it's a new laptop I'm using. That's why.
okay. It's
I'll
fine.
update it.
Yeah, just update it so you can have the latest stuff. All right, so we've loaded back to Power BI to Excel. So if I want to start doing my reporting using pivot table, so let's just look at it. Pivot table from table.range. So it's asking me, you can see it's referencing only this table. So click here, and what do you notice? What do you notice here on your pivot fit? We are not new to pivot table. I want to believe so. So what do you have here? What do we have here? What do we have here?
The columns of that particular
Columns.
table.
The columns of that particular table, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But can I perform or can I do analysis on only customer table?
No.
No,
It's
you
not po-
can't.
it's not possible. I should have all this table there. So that's one of the limitations of pivot table. Pivot table can only do reporting, can only analyze, can only summarize from a single table. We have 4 different tables. Pivot table cannot do any reporting on all of these tables. It can only do it individually. That's why when I click on pivot table, you can see that it brought only the columns that I have in my customer table. So that's the limitation of pivot table. But we now have one tool in Excel which is called Power Pivots. Power Pivots is now coming in place to actually help us address the limitation of pivot table by creating relationship between your table so you can do analysis on them. I hope I'm communicating, please.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
So
Yes.
do we get the reason why we want to use power pivots now? To create
Yes, we do.
relationship between your tables so that you can do reporting on it, because pivot table alone cannot do reporting, cannot summarize data from different tables for you. So do we have power pivots in our Excel? Do we have power pivots in our Excel? Yes, no, yes, no,
No,
yes, no, yes, no.
no,
Okay, you don't
no,
have any other
no.
person? Any other person? Any other person? Okay, so let me take Chinere through that. Okay, for those that don't have, just kindly follow through. So you come to file, you come to file, come to file, come to options. When you come to options, you come to add ins, add ins. You come to add ins. So you will see manage here where you have your Excel add-ins, but that's not what we are interested in. So you click the drop down and you will see come add-ins. Come add-ins. Are we together?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so when you click on go. So when you click on go, it will bring this dialog box for you where you have different things, but what you are interested in is Power Pivot. So just check the box of Power Pivot and click OK. And click OK.
It's here.
So do you have it now?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, interesting. So what's the next thing we need to do is to load all these tables to Power Pivots. So when you click on the Power Pivots, and you click on the Power Pivots tab, you have different options where you have your manage, your measure, KPIs, add to data model, detect, that's it will help you detect relationship and settings. So manage will always take you to the interface of Power Pivots. So measures is talking about you creating advanced calculation, and the formula language of Power Pivot is what? Anybody want to help me? The formula language of Power Pivot is
DAX.
DAX.
Ah,
DAX.
okay.
Interesting. So M is not a formula language for Power Pivot. It is for Power Query. That's matchup. So DAX is the formula language of Power Pivot. The DAX you are writing in Power BI, you can write it in Power Pivot too in Excel. So just the same thing. Your calculate function, your count rows, your sum function, you can write it also there. So when we talk about add to data model, you're adding your tables to the Power Pivot, and this detect is just to be able to detect relationship, connect your tables. So but what we want to do, we want to add it, let's add it to the data model. Just click on any of the table and click on add to data model. Add to data model. Add to data model. So you have the product there. So you can bring in orders. I don't know why Excel is misbehaving these days. It should, when I click on it, it should bring all the tables for me at once. But it's fine. We can always add it to data model. Add it to data model. So please let's add it to data model. And when you are done, kindly type done in the chat. So if you have any question, so don't hesitate
Hello,
to,
me.
yeah, number two.
I'm not hesitating.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so we are going back to Excel to bring it into Pivot, to bring the
Yes,
tables into Pivot.
to Power Pivots. Yes.
Yeah, so we'll go back to Excel and
Yeah.
bring it into
Just click on
Pivot.
the table.
Okay.
Yes, add to data model. Yeah, something like
Okay.
that. So I think I'm left with one table, which is customer table. So I click add to data model. So if you have all your tables in Power Pivots, just type down in the chat. Type down in the chat.
Excuse me, Sir Pelumi, please. I'm a little bit lost on now.
Where can I find you?
From I'm on Power Pivot. Do we have to open it and now start adding
No.
our tables to it?
When you click on the first table you have, that's your first table here. So I have product as my first table. So you click on anywhere on your table and you add to data model. So when you add to data model, it will open another interface for you, which is the Power Pivot interface. You will see you have two. You have the one
Yes,
for Excel and you have the one for Power Pivot. You know the same thing when you want to clean your
yes.
data in Power Query, you have for Excel and you have your Power Query. So you've added, so let's look at this now. I've added products. Let's say, for example, I want to add order because I need to bring in all my table into Power Pivot. You just go back to your Excel, click on orders table and add to data model. When you are done with that, you go to location, add to data model. When you are done with that, you come to customer, add to data model. Is that clear?
Yes, sir, that's clear.
Okay. So if you have all your tables in Power Pivots, type done in the chat. Okay, Chinaya is done. Okay, Mustafa is done. Another person. Another person. We are 11 on the call and 2 person just dropped down in the chat. So I'm expecting more. Is it that we are not getting it or what? Or we are still adding it to data model? I can't follow because of my Excel, but I'm learning. Okay, it's fine. You always have recording. I know I think 2 people said they are not with their laptop. Currently, their laptop is down there about. Yeah, but others, I'm still expecting us. Abibat, Anissa. Okay, Jamina just dropped. Who again? Nimotalai, Abdul Qadri, Augustine. So I think those are the people we are waiting for. You can't follow along too. Why? Anissa, I'm here to hear your voice. Why? Why can't you follow? You're not with your laptop or what?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good
I had
afternoon.
an issue with the laptop, so I just had to reinstall my Windows on it. So I don't have my 365 loaded
Oh,
yet,
oh, okay. Sorry,
and
sorry
I can't
about
use the
that.
online version. I've been trying to use the online version, but it's not working properly. So I just ignored it.
Mm,
I'm just focusing on class.
okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, my network is going on and off. All right, it's fine. So we've added all our tables. So I'll assume we've added all our tables. So we have our 4 tables. So what other tables do you think we need? We need to add other tables that we need. What's other table that we need to add to this table? What table do you think we need to add that we know that is very, very important in analyzing our data?
A date table, sir.
A
Calendar
date, a calendar table, a date table. Interesting, interesting. You know, in Power BI, you can just use your DAX to create it. But in Power Pivot here, you can just click on something and to generate your date table for you. So all you need to do is just to come to design. So when you come to design, you will see something as date table. You see something as date table. So click the drop down and click on new. So I click on new, it will generate my date table for me. To generate my date table for me. So let's try that from our end. So you can see I have my date column, my year column, month number, month name, month and year, day of the week number, day of the week. Magic. I gotta say magic. All right. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. So the next thing for us is to connect our tables. Is to connect our tables to create relationship between those tables. I hope you are still following Chineye, Mustafa, who again, Jemina. I hope we are still following.
Yes, we're still following. But follow me. From
Yes.
your own end, I can see that your table is, how do I put it?
Is what?
I think it's the same thing. Because I have January like on my screen throughout, like 1 of January, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till the end. But yours is different. Okay.
Mine is
I guess
different.
this table is,
How?
I don't know if someone else is saying it. If they have theirs like yours, or the whole of
Gemini, mine is
January.
like
Yeah,
yours.
I also have that here.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Pelumi is
Is
cheating.
your own is actually
My own is what?
Pelumi's own is quite, yeah,
You
your
are
own is quite
cheating us.
different.
It's
You are
different.
using cheat code.
How?
Just
Yes.
How now? I click on what
because
I told you people to click now.
here my screen, I'm only having January here also. January
Well,
also.
I
you only
mean,
have it January or two.
February is there. You have to scroll. But January,
Yeah, I
January
understand. I
flows.
understand.
Then
But
before
Yes,
February, before
exactly.
March.
exactly.
Our own is in order, but is not in order. Sorry.
You
Eh,
are using
so
shit,
so
Pelumi.
you should be the
You
one
are cheating us.
I should be telling that you people are using cheats because my own is not in order. All right, but I don't. Okay, let me see the drop down. Okay, I think I have it in the drop down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's fine. So I think it's still the same thing. And the year, I think we have 3 years. Yes, 2003 to 2005. So interesting. So what we need to do is to create relationship. Let's create relationship. So let's go back to the home tab. The home tab. So we are currently on data view. We are currently on data view. So, and we can't create relationship in the data view. So we need to go to the diagram view. So everybody, let's click on diagram view. Let's click on diagram view. Let's click on diagram view. So where you have all your tables now. Are we on the same page?
Yes, we are following.
Okay. So how do I create relationship? How do I create relationship? From our knowledge of Power BI.
I think
Drag
So
and
look
I
for
have a
columns that are
little
similar
problem.
and then drag and drop.
Okay. So what am I dragging on product table down to others table?
Excuse me,
Product
sir. I
code
have
to
I
product
have a
code.
problem.
Okay. Okay. What's the challenge?
Oh, no problem. I've been able to find what I'm looking for. I was looking for my calendar table, but it has
Okay,
popped up.
okay. You may just want to scroll right or left to see. So what am I using for product table to connect to orders table?
Product code to product code.
Product
Yeah.
code. So you drag like this, you draw a line, and you drop it on your product code. So it will create the relationship for you. Yeah, that's the right thing you should have. So for location, we drag our city. So for customer, we drag what? The name.
Name.
And for date, calendar, we drag what?
Date.
Dates, the
Date to
orders
order date.
dates. So now, so whatever you are doing in Power BI, we can do it now. And if you notice, you will have one-to-many relationship, which is the ideal one. So any questions so far? Any question? I'm not saving yet. So let me go back, manage. Okay. So any questions so far? All right, so we've created relationship between our tables. So what we need to do next is to start creating our reports because our table can speak to each other. So you will notice here under the home tab, you have pivot table. Can we see it from our end? Pivot table.
Yeah.
Okay, so because it's still pivot table that you will use to create your reports. So click the drop down and click on pivot table. So it will ask you new worksheet or existing worksheet. So what am I going to pick?
New.
New one.
New.
Worksheet.
Okay, new worksheet. So what's the difference now? What is the difference now from the first
We have
one
all the
and this
tables
one?
here.
We have all the tables here. And if you click on the something in front of them, you will see their columns. You see their columns. You see their different columns. So you can perform your calculation. You can start doing your reporting. So what are the things we need to do reporting on here? So let's look through the data. What are the things we need to do reporting on? Before we start dropping our suggestion on the reports we need to carry out. So we need to understand something, which is you having the calculation yourself and Excel calculation. So what do we refer to that in Power BI? What do we refer to that? We've talked about
Measures.
this in Power
Measures.
measures. So we
Measures.
have implicit and we have explicit measure. So who can differentiate between implicit and explicit for me? For us?
Explicit.
Wait,
If I
Tomisin, don't talk. Let me call someone that is here to talk in this meeting. Hi, Anissa.
okay.
Anissa, come and help me with, or come and help us with the difference between implicit and explicit measure. Anissa, can you hear us? Is it network or is ghosting?
It's definitely network.
It's definitely network. Oh, okay, she's here. Thank God, network is back.
Sorry,
Okay,
the question again.
the difference between implicit and explicit measure.
Implicit measure and explicit measure, yeah.
Yes,
I don't know,
you
but
don't
from
know.
me,
Okay,
yes.
okay. Thank you for that honest answer. So Mustafa, you want to help us out? Okay, Abdul Qadri. Abdul Qadri. Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of people having network issue, right? Okay. You people should be ghosting me. Oh. Well played.
Wait,
Oh my
your
god.
own training too will do that
Yeah,
to you when you
it's
start training
strong.
you. You start talk now.
Network is not really strong today.
It's not really strong today.
Ah,
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, Jamila, I want to say
don't
something.
worry.
Jamila, I want to help us out.
Pelumi, I'm just saying on their behalf that they have network issues. So why are you not calling me?
Your own network is very clear, and I love it. So just help us out. Difference between implicit and before network will go off again.
Yeah. So like the word implied implicit like in from the system. So there are measures that have been generated by Power BI itself. So why
Okay.
explicit is outside. So yeah, measures that have been generated by the user.
Okay, interesting. So that's just the simple definition of it. So implicit, it's the calculation are performed by the either Excel or Power BI engine that you are using, depending on the tool you are using. While explicit is what you create by yourself to have power over your calculation. Because when you start doing like advanced calculation, you will not be able to reference your implicit measure. That's the what Excel engine will perform for you. You will not be able to reference it when you start using the DAX. So but with explicit you can do that. So that's just the difference between it. You have power over your explicit measure, but over your implicit you don't have power over it. So we'll do some simple DAX, and I know we know the simple DAX. We'll just do probably one anchor measure, one time intelligence, and one variance. Okay, Chinaya, you have something to say?
It's just an issue I have personally. I don't know. I'm not able to open my is it measures pane? Yeah. I
Where?
don't know. I'm
Which
not
measure Spain?
the no, I don't know. No, sorry, it's not measures pane. The pane immediately after what's it called?
The what?
There's
Are you
something
talking?
wrong.
Are
There's
you
something
talking
wrong
about
with my
the?
page.
Are you talking about the pivot table fields?
Yes.
You are talking about this.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So just come to pivot table analyze. So and click on
I
feed
can't even
list.
it's not even there. It's not there. I can't see it.
Do you have your
Oh,
pivot table?
yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
I
don't
can't
understand.
even it's not here.
Okay, wait. Go back to your pivots, power pivot. Click on
Yeah,
manage.
I'm there.
So click on the drop down for pivot table, yeah, and click on pivot table.
Yeah.
So when you click on it, it will ask you new or existing. So click on new
Yes. I've done that.
and
I've
click
done that.
OK. So when you click OK, you should have this.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You have it now. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I said we'll do one anchor measure, one time intelligence, and one variance. So who can give me what anchor measure should we create? I'll show us how to use DAX here. And I know we have all used DAX. If not at all during the bootcamp, we used DAX. So what calculation should we do on anchor measure? Anybody? Anybody?
Total revenue.
Total revenue. Okay. If I say I want to give you people money now, you people will start scatter the class. You start talking, because I don't want to give money now. It's a little missing that I've been talking, and some other people. I will start calling you people. Maybe you will start ghosting me if I even call. All right, so let's do. So for other stable, I think we have sales. We have sales. So let's calculate the total sales so we can have our own measure and not rely on Excel measure. So what you do is click on measures. When you click on measure, it will ask you new measure or manage measure. So we are here to create any measure. So there's nothing we want to manage. So click on new measure. Click on new measure. Click on new measure. So it's asking you which table name do you want to have the measure? Where do you want us to put it? Is it in product, order, location, customer, or calendar? Where should we have it? Where should we
Order.
put it? Order. Okay.
Order. Yeah.
So what's the measure name? That should be total sales, right?
Total sales. Yes.
Total sales. So if you want to write any description, you can write. So how do we calculate our total sales? How do we calculate our total sales?
Some.
Sum. Okay. Sum. And what's the column name, which is sales? It's under orders table. So you just click on it. So you close your brackets the same way you write it in Power BI. So you can change the formatting. You change the formatting since sales is talking about money. Put it on currency. If you want to change the symbol, so but let's just leave it in dollar. So there are 2 decimal places, and you click OK. And you click OK.
Excuse me, sir. How did
Okay.
you get the tab or button that
You come to
before you
measures,
got to this?
measures,
Yeah.
measures, measures. So when you click on measure, you see new measure. You see new measure. So let me calculate
Okay,
for
okay, okay.
total quantity. Let me do total quantity. So I use my sum again, and I do quantity. Close my brackets. Okay, this should be in whole number, and I want this should be okay. The quantity, depending on what we want, let's just put okay. Okay. So any other thing do you want us to create? Any other measure do you want us to create? I'm just showing us how to create measure, so we can always do that. Whatever calculation, whatever DAX function you do use in Power BI, you can test run it here. You can do it here also. You can do it here also. So we can start creating our reports. So if I bring in, okay, let me just say I want to check the, okay, what reports should we create? I'm not doing the talking. What report should we create? What report should we create? Or we should not create reports? Hmm? We should not create reports.
Yeah, let's talk, people.
We
Let's
should
talk.
create too. Let's create too.
So what report are we creating? So tell me the report we are creating.
Please, you can open
Quantity
the
order by
drop down
location.
for us that are not with our system.
What do you say?
Quantity order by location.
Quantity order by location. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
By location. Location, we have different columns under it. So which one are we using? City, country, territory.
Let's do territory.
Territory.
By
Okay.
city.
We are doing territory. So we'll now do city. So quantity. So let's pick the measure. If you even click on this, if you click on this and you click on your measure, you will see that they are the same thing. So you can see, but you just have power over your own calculation than this. If I want to perform any other calculation, okay, let's say for example, I want to use calculate, I will not be able to use this quantity order because you can see it's even telling me sum of because it's summed it together. But for my total quantity, that's the measure I created. So I don't need this. I remove this. And you can also edit this because I'm seeing 2 decimal places. I may not want that. So you can edit it, manage measure, and you click on this, click on the measure you want to edit, click on edit, and I remove this. So I want this 0. So and if I want to introduce this, use 1000 separator, I can do that also. And I click OK and I close and it will adjust. Do we get that? Do we get that?
No.
Yes.
Okay. Which aspects, Chineye?
Yes.
Is it converting it to removing the decimal places? Or what?
I don't know. I was quite lost when you started. Immediately after you finished with the report, this report, you said some things. I don't know. My computer is giving me
Okay.
problems.
Okay, so let me just do. Okay, what I did was, okay, let me edit it back to what I have before. That's manage measure, this, edit. So I have 2 decimal places. Okay, okay. So let me just bring in the quantity order again. So I said, looking at my implicit measure and my explicit measure. So yeah, I have it just normal way. I don't have decimal places, and which it look good other than this 0.0, 0.00, 0.00. So I want to remove this. So I don't need this quantity order. I don't need this quantity. I don't need this quantity order. So I just need to uncheck it. And I uncheck it, I have this, but I want to remove the decimal places I have there. So now how do you do that? You come back to your measure. You see manage measures. You click on manage measures. So we've created 2 measures now. So but I want to edit the total quantity. So I click on total quantity and I click on edit. So when I click on edit, I can remove the decimal places. I can reduce it down to 0, that I don't want any decimal places. Are you with me, Chineye?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, so I click on OK and I close and it has adjusted. Is that fine?
Yeah.
So what do we need to do next here is probably change this to territory, other things. I don't think we need this grand total. How do I remove this grand total? Anybody want to help me? Anybody want to help me? How do I remove this grand total?
I think in our design tab, we see
Design
a
tab,
grand total
grand total.
of
What
for
option?
rows and columns.
All for rows and column. So I don't have that again. So if I want to convert this to charts, Esther, I don't want you to say anything again. Anybody? What's the shortcut to convert to chart? What's the shortcut to convert my pivot table to pivot chart? Anybody? Mustafa, Naija, Jemina, Augustine, Abibat, Immortalai, Chineye.
Palumi,
I'm with you.
can we do it insert? I don't know, because I'm
Insert,
saying favorite class insert.
insert. So I'm in insert.
Uh-uh.
I'm in insert to Jemina.
Maybe you can see favorite chat now. Click on it.
Me, I cannot see it. You tell me where to go now. Ah, you are directing me now. Okay. So will I click on the pivot
The
chart?
favorite chat now.
Okay. You love long ways, but me, I don't like it. So the shortcut to convert your pivot table to chart is Alt
At
F1.
F1.
Alt F1. So the shortcut is Alt F1 and you have your chart. So if you want to change the charts, if you don't want, is this a column chart or a bar chart?
Column.
Column. Okay. Are we
Column chart.
agreeing to that? Column chart. All right. Interesting. So you can always modify your charts. So what are the things we need to modify here? Are we fine with this column chart? Is the column chart fine?
No.
No. Okay. So what do we want? What do we
We can
want?
remove some. We
We
can
can
remove
remove.
some things that we don't need. like total quantity, territory. Then we rename the charts and then rearrange the
Esther, small, small, Esther,
orientation.
small, Esther, small, 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 small. So what's the first thing we need to do? What is the first thing we need to do?
Yes, we can remove that total quantity.
So how do I remove it? I don't know now.
I think we can just press delete or backspace.
Press
I don't know if
delete.
that works.
Delete. It's not working,
I
no.
did not work.
It's not working, no.
I will right click now. Right click
Oh,
ESC.
okay,
Or
right click.
you can
Remove
remove
field.
field
Remove field.
if that will work.
Yay!
Oh,
Wait,
You
no,
have scatter
work.
it. You have scatter it.
Or maybe we should go to
All
that
right,
this
all right,
10
all right. Right click
territory.
and hide all field button on chart. So there
Okay.
are field button. So hide all field button on chart. So when I click on it, it remove the total quantity and the territory. So hide all field button on chart. So what other things do we need to remove or do we need to do on this chart? Esther, don't talk again. Another person, Mustafa. Mustafa, I hope your network is good now. His network is not good. Okay. Abibat. Abibat network too is not good. Okay, Chinemerem, welcome. So what do we need to do here?
Good evening. I just arrived.
You just arrived, but you've been
I
with
just
us
arrived.
for a while now. It's more than 10 minutes. So, but that doesn't
Honestly,
but that, but that,
welcome.
but that, but that doesn't still mean you just arrived.
How was your
What
flight?
My
so
flight
I
was
mean, there's
fine.
just look at these charts. Just look at these charts. What do you think? Or this chart is fine like this, is okay like this. We can present it to management, we can present it to supervisor.
No, I think we need to take out the grid lines.
How do
That's
I do
one.
that? How do I do that? I don't
Um,
know.
we click on that box at the right, that
Okay.
plus,
Okay.
and then we untick grid lines.
Grid line. Okay. Why not we just click on this and click on delete? Still the same thing. It works that way. Any other thing?
the title, the data
Um,
label, make it bold.
Title.
yes, that's one data label.
What's our title?
Um, mm, total, okay, quantity sold across territory or something.
Okay, quantity sold
Across
across.
territory. That NA means not available. So, well, it doesn't matter. Then the
How
Y
did you know?
axis.
How did you know it's not available?
I don't know. I just guess
If if
NA
if
is
you
not.
if probably the N is one territory in Nigeria, do you know?
No, I do not. I do not. My
Mm.
hands are up.
No. So it's not available. All right, another thing.
We could bold okay, no, we can actually take the Y axis out
Take
and
out
then bring in the
that
data for the
I should take
bars.
out what?
The Y axis, the figures there.
This one. I should delete
Yes.
it.
Yes, then we can bring in say the data labels, yeah,
Okay.
on each
Data
bar.
labels. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Another thing.
Um
that thing at the right side that has
from
totals in
both
it. I've forgotten what it's called.
Legend.
the
So
legend.
delete.
Yeah, legend.
Yeah. So our chart is looking good.
We can change it to
Change it to
what?
what?
Yeah, we can bold the figures and
We should bold the figures. Okay.
yes, since
Another thing.
yeah, I think it would be nice to have it in like maybe 49K or something using the alphabet K as 1,000.
So how will
I'm
I
not
do that?
I that I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
You're not sure. So that's an assignment.
Yeah.
That's number format.
All right.
So what you just do is just highlight it, Control 1 to get a dialog box for format cells. So when you come to custom, so you want us to format it to what? 1000, right?
1,000.
So,
Yes.
and you know your um 1 comma is always what?
1,000. Right?
1000. So
Yes.
yeah, so you put in, so you can see here you have only 6 here. So and you want to
Mm-hmm.
introduce your k, you put it in quotes. So you
Mm-hmm.
can actually put it together. So it remove the space. So and you click on OK. So this is what you are
Yeah,
saying.
makes sense. Yes.
Okay. Okay. It actually depends on what you want. If your supervisor tells you, I want the precise figure, you may not want to change
Yeah.
that, but it's fine.
Yeah.
So any questions so far? Any questions so far? Any question? Should we still create another report? I know from here
Um,
it's not something serious. We can always do this, but do we still want us to create reports?
Elumi, what if we reorder the chart?
Reorder the
Was
charts.
like from ascending to descending order, something like that.
So how will I do that? How will you help me
Um,
with that?
we can do it from our pivot table. I think
Okay.
that's where I can try from.
How will I do that on my pivot table?
You just right click on the quantity.
Mm-hmm. When I right click, I'll do what?
Um, let me see. There's supposed to be a sort somewhere. Sort, yes.
Hmm. I started looking for sort somewhere. So this sort. What am I
Then
sorting?
smallest to largest or largest to smallest. Anyone we want to use.
I don't want to use anyone. Which one should I use?
Largest
Which
to smallest.
are just the smallest. All right, interesting. So this look good. So can they can easily okay for what's the territory that is giving us that we are selling our products more. So you can see you have the EMEA thereabout. So any other thing. I know using pivot table is not something strange to us. So the main thing of today meetup is to show us how we can connect our tables, like doing reports with different workbooks, and we're able to use Power Pivots to create relationship, and we then bring it to Power Pivot table, and we start creating our reports. I think that's the major thing. Or we don't know how to use pivot table, we don't know how to create reports. I believe we all know that. Or what do you want? Should we continue to create reports or what? Or we are fine this way?
I think it's fine by
people, let's
me. I
talk.
don't know about
We are
mates.
fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know about
Okay.
others though, but
What do you want others to say? They will always be fine. Or are we
no.
fine? Chineye, are you fine with it? Network. Gemina, your own network is always good. Are you fine?
Yes, follow me.
You are fine.
We are the one that knows whether we should be fine or not. I mean, we are the
Ah,
one in this doing
ah,
this thing. So you should tell us what more should we know about in this
ah.
pivot.
No, that's just small. So, and I said earlier, the calculation you have been doing in Power BI, like to calculate your variance, you probably want to check the month on month or anything, variance time intelligence. You want to change previous month, same period last month. All those things we've done, we did then in boot camp. So you can always do that. Just the same thing. Create your measure. When you come to Power Pivot, create your measure just the same way, and you are fine. So it's the same thing with Power BI. You can replicate here. So that's just the basic, like the overall thing. So what I just will I say I can say that we learned from this session is